Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to another Omega Insight. Today's topic is the core values, the first core value, which is love. We had a request to discuss the core values that we speak about in Omega, and we have four core values that we discuss. And so I'm going to take the first one tonight, which is just love. Not just love, but love. Love is a core value, and let me back up for a second. The core values, the way we distinguish this is that core values are something we are innately born with. Nobody taught us. So nobody taught me how to love. Nobody taught you how to love. It's something we innately did. If you think about babies when they're first born, they're just so much an outpouring of love for the infant, as well as the infant for the mom, dad, and whoever else is holding it. It's like a bundle of joy. It's just love. It's untainted. There's no harm. There's no negativity. It's just love. And that's the first core value that we discuss is love. Now, in Omega, when we identify love, we actually talk about love having four different levels. But I want to branch off for a second and talk about relationship love, because in relationships, obviously the foundation is love, and that's what makes relationships work, whether it's a spouse, boyfriend, girlfriend, siblings, parent, our family, our friends. These are all relationships, and that's what they're all combined. That's the expression of love in every relationship we have. Even with our coworkers, there is a form of love, compassion we can say for them. So in the couples program that we have delivered, there's books that I've referenced in love, and I really wanted to just bring these up again. Obviously, love books, love reading. And so the first book, I know this is going to be backwards, I apologize, but the first book is called The 5 Levels of the 5 Love Languages. And this is particularly beneficial in a couples when you're working on relationship issues or just working on to enhance your relationship. It's by Gary Chapman. And the thing that I love about it is he breaks it down to the expressions. So the 5 love languages are a way that we can express with our partner or whoever we're expressing our love with. And he breaks it down to acts of service is one expression of love. Quality time, that we make sure that we have quality time with our loved one. Words of affirmation, that we continue to express our positive energy for our partner, positive words. Physical touch, of course, touch is very important in relationships. And then gifts, making sure that the gifts are clean gifts. I want to say that. Not a gift for I give you, now you give me. That's not the type of gift. This is a clean gift, a gift that you just saw something and you thought of them and, hey, here, I want you to have this. So that's a very highly recommended book. Again, The 5 Love Languages by Gary Chapman. The second book is a little bit older, but I actually love this gentleman. It's called Loving Each Other. It's Leo Buscaglia, who Breakthrough. He was the author of Living, Loving, and Learning. The thing that I like about him is that in this book, he really does talk about how we can practice, it sounds odd to say, to love one another. The idea is that there's ways that we, like through honesty and through forgiveness, of course through communication, but there's ways that we can express our love. And he takes a really nice deep dive into this. This book was from 1984, so it's an older book, but again, sometimes I think the age of knowledge has no expiration date. So if somebody wrote it, it's a very good, I think it's got some good information. So again, this was Leo Buscaglia, Loving Each Other. Highly recommend that. So that's the 2 books that I would recommend. Now, back to the love that we talk about. Since it's 4 core values, and the first core value is love, and we often speak about how love is a natural instinct. Children love naturally. It doesn't matter where you are on the planet, anywhere on the planet, whether you're living in a mansion, in a townhouse, out in the farmlands, it doesn't matter. Love is love, and we all understand what love means. So I'll retract that sentence. We know what the word love is, but we may not understand what it means because love has so many different connotations to it and innuendos. I could say I love you, and you don't know if I mean I love you like I love chocolate, or I love you like I just came out of a seminar and I love everybody, or I love you, and let's like in California, hey, love you, and you don't know if I mean it or not. When it comes to love, I think about the vibration of love. Love has a very high vibration. As a matter of fact, I used to do this in the classroom. If you say the word love and then say the word hate, you actually, if you're attuned enough, you could feel the difference of how it affects your body. Or when you say it to another human being, I love you versus I hate you. We all know the words I hate you come from upset, anger, and intent to harm. Where love is the opposite. We're expressing something we can't quite put our fingers on, but we know we feel it and we want to express it. We're full of it. We want to share and have a connection. Love often launches us to a deeper connection than friendship. It starts in stages, but most spouses or partners, when you're together, when you first start out, many of us start out as friends. And then, unless it's the arranged marriage thing, but most of us, your relationships start out as friendship. And it is love that begins to take it to a next level. It's love that threads through and finally gets us to the highest level of love there is. Now, we say there's 4 kinds of love. The lowest level of love, I'm going to go with the Greek terminology because love in the English language, we just have love. But in the Greek terminology, they did a great job breaking it down to 4 different levels. Eros, E-R-O-S, that's the first level of love. That's the physical, sensual love. Now, this is necessary for the propagation of the human race, but to have that physical love, that's the physical touch that I mentioned in Chapman's book, Gary Chapman's book, that we have to have touch. That's physical. So there's a physical sensation love. That's called Eros. When we have this type of love, everything's on fire, it's ignited, we feel alive. Now, this is necessary, absolutely necessary. It's good for us to express our love with our partners. Perfect. And when I say the lowest level, I'm not saying this is in a scale of 1 to 10. It just happens to be the lowest vibration of love. And as I said, it's the first starting step. Then there's the second level of love. And on this one, we call it Pia, P-I-A. Pia is, again, the Greek terminology. Pia represents the parent-child love. Again, this is a bond that just was created. You didn't have to develop it. It wasn't through friendships. It wasn't through partnership. It was just bam, right there. Anybody who's had a baby, that child comes out, bam, you have you have love for the 9 months you're carrying it, but when you're holding that child in your hand, instantaneous love. Parent-child. Same thing in the father. You don't even have to be the mom to carry it. You can have that kind of love. That's that unconditional parent-child love. No matter what, you will be there for your children. Those of you who are parents, you understand this. When it comes to the Pia love, this love, obviously very different than Eros love. It's just a separation. It's just a different kind of a vibrational love. The third type of love that we talk about is Philios. This is P-H-I-L-I-O-S, like the city of Philadelphia. And that's exactly what it means. It's the bond between friends. Friends that become family. Like you don't have to share blood to feel family. So Philios love is the kind of love where a soldier will sacrifice their life to protect the group. Like if a grenade is in there, and they'll jump on the grenade so the rest of the crew can survive. That's Philios love. Many times in motion pictures, if you watch movies, there's sometimes Armageddon, I believe, is the movie I'm thinking about right now. Bruce Willis sacrificed his life so that the crew can leave, and he ended up staying on the asteroid. And yeah, I watch too many movies. Anyway, that's Philios love. When you have the capacity to sacrifice yourself, not family members, but your brothers in arms, brothers-in-law, brothers, sisters too. I could say that too, brothers and sisters. That's the third type of love. And the fourth kind of love, which is the highest vibrational love, is called agape love. That's AGAPE. Now, agape love, I like to use the terminology unconditional love. Unconditional love. Now, again, another phrase that we have a tendency to just blurt out there, unconditional. I'm being unconditional. However, unconditional really means no strings attached. Truly, no strings attached. I'm loving you because I can. It's unconditional, have no expectations. When it comes to unconditional love, this is a hard love to achieve. Because we have expectations. I can't tell you how many times I've heard people say, well, I give and I give and I get nothing back. That's not unconditional love. I actually, on New Year's Eve, I was binge watching The Good Place with, I'm not going to remember, Ted Danson and Kristen Bell. It's actually a really good show. It was, I think it just had 4 seasons and it ended. The concept, though, there is you're in the good place, you know, how they ended up in the good place. And there's a thinking like, I'm trying to be good, but what's the payoff? You can't have a payoff when you're being good. That's unconditional love. There is no payoff. If I'm going into an engagement with an expectation that I'm going to get something out of it, that is not pure unconditional love. It's tainted. Now, it's still love. It's still an expression of love, but it's not pure love. If you could think about vibrations or water, the water's a little murky, or the light's a little not as clear or as brilliant. Unconditional love means I love you because I can love, because I can. And in Omega, we break the unconditional love, we break this down even further. I love to say that if I can love the unlovable, give to the undeserving, and forgive the unforgivable, then I've mastered unconditional love. Now, I've not said I've done it. I said if I can. These are the things we strive for. To love the unlovable. If I can have it within me to love somebody who's caused me pain. To love somebody who's caused others pain. And I'm not saying love in their corner, get married. No. I'm simply saying I don't have any anger, angst, or upset with them. That's love. If I can look at an individual and see value in them without any, that's unconditional love. So love the unlovable, give to the undeserving. This is if I can love somebody who's caused me harm. Forgive them. That's forgiveness. So give to the undeserving, people who I think are stealing or have caused me pain. I'm jumping ahead of myself again. I'm so sorry. It's love the unlovable, give to the undeserving, and forgive the unforgivable. Give to the undeserving is the ones that we think, well, you don't have a right to have any of that. It's not like we make ourselves the judge and jury on whether or not you're allowed to have love. And then the third one is forgive the unforgivable. So again, unconditional love, our definition is love the unlovable, give to the undeserving, and forgive the unforgivable. What I'm looking for here, striving, is to find a place within me that has love, and I can look out at every individual I encounter and experience an expression of love. Meaning there's no judgment, there's no criticism, there's no little voice in my head going, oh, look at that. None of that. It's gone. All I strive for is I look out, I see an individual, and there's an expression of love. I find value in them. Oh, they're doing X, Y, and Z. Isn't that quite nice? Looking for gratitude in them. Those are the things that we strive for. Again, as we said, core values. Now, why is this important? Well, I think it's great starting off the new year, thinking about the core values within me. What makes me tick? What are the things I'm striving for? Self-review is something I really encourage people to do on a daily basis. At the end of the day, take a moment before you go to bed and think about your day. How did you do? Were you able to stay focused? Were you able to express love? Were you able to have patience and compassion? Did you lose your edge a little bit? Did you find yourself judging or criticizing? Did you get yourself upset? Anything. Just take a moment and review your day. And the reason why we do this is we're striving to be better individuals. If we don't review our day, if we don't review who we are, we'll never know if we're making any progress. Love, that core value, when I go inside and I think, what is one of the things that make me tick? It's love. So when I can latch on to that core value and remember in any situation, come from a place of love. Any situation, come from a place of love. It doesn't mean I have to express love. Love has so many different expressions. It could be just a quiet smile, compassionate thoughts, expression of gratitude, even if it's just in my mind, expressing gratitude. That's all it only takes, is just that moment. And when I'm thinking gratitude, my energy changes and you actually vibrate gratitude. Science proves everything is a vibration. Everything is a vibration. This book is a vibration. My body is a vibration. My words are vibrations. My thoughts are vibrations. My thoughts, if my thoughts are thinking a high vibration of gratitude, love, compassion, patience, if I'm having that thought and then I'm expressing it with my eyes and facial features, and if I even speak the words, I'm carrying that vibration forward. That means I'm putting it out into the world. We talk about how do we make the world a better place? Well, it starts in my own backyard. We always used to say the phrase, if you want to change the world, you have to change the inner world before you change the outer world. You know, if you want to stop the war over on the other side, I've got to stop the war within myself. So these are things that we're striving for. So again, thank you for the person who requested for us to talk about the core values. Our first core value is love. It's innate, it's natural, it's something we easily have access to, comes in many different levels. Again, the English language, human, as opposed to non-human. Extraterrestrials, I don't know what they say. But the English language, we just have the word love. In the Greek terminology, they have 4 levels. They call one type of love is eros, physical sensual, pia, parent-child, philios, brotherly love, and then finally agape, which is unconditional love. I said 4. There's just 4. Unconditional love. So thank you all for tuning in this week. I really enjoyed sharing this. Next week, we'll talk about the second core value that we discuss in Omega. Remember, Wednesday is an opportunity to jump onto Facebook page, write down a gratitude that you may have. I will see you on Friday for our coffee talk this week, and have a wonderful rest of your week. All right, bye now. Thank you for joining us this evening. Bye now.